What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. So, if you're new to the channel, Market Marauders is an investment channel to help you find better picks in the market and to make more profits in the long run. So, if that's something that you like, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Down below in the description, there's also some book suggestions to read. Those links do help the channel. Um, just books that I think everybody should read as a new or old investor. Um, the more knowledge you have, the better you are in the long run. So today I'll be giving you my top 3 option picks for the week. I try to upload these videos every weekend, so hit that notification icon if that's something you're interested in trading options. I do use the Robinhood platform, so down below I have a link for Robinhood as well. So if you guys are interested, click that link to sign up. I still do endorse them, even though all the problems that they've had. I'm not personally being paid by them, so it's just personal preference. There are other websites out there you can use. That's just the one that I use. So that being said, let's dive into it. Go with my number 1 option pick for the week. In no particular order, we have ticker sign WBA. So that's for Walgreens Boots Alliance. So everybody knows what Walgreens is. Well, most people do in the U.S. Walgreens is a drugstore. People buy pharmaceuticals and stuff, get their prescriptions filled from Walgreens. And their moving average 50 is $50.62. Moving average 200 is 53.48, and they ended the week at 46.42. So I like to give a little bit more information in the background. Currently, today on 21st, Walgreens website is actually down. So, I had to refer to another article, which I don't really like doing. I like to go directly to the source. But this article basically explains the things that I was trying to find on the actual website itself when it wasn't down. Now, after this video, depending on when you watch it, the website may be back up, but for me personally, it was down. So, going into some background information on this. It just basically says national pharmacy chain Walgreens is working to provide COVID-19 testing as well as other resources to communities during the outbreak. So basically, they're trying to set up parking lot testing locations at all Walgreens, which I think is huge because the more tests, the better in the long run. And I think that can help the company become more profitable because more people are going to be like, well, I can just go to Walgreens and get a prescription filled as well as get tested, which is the main thing that we're trying to combat at this time in the U.S. So, depending on if you're watching from overseas or some other country, everybody has their own challenges when it comes to this, but I know in the U.S., they're trying to do more testing. They have a couple of drive-through centers for testing, and it seems like Walgreens is trying to jump on the bandwagon of making more testing. So I think that'll make them more profitable in the long run, and I'm excited to see how that actually performs when that happens. That being said, I'm going to Robinhood, and I would say a call probably the best option, in my opinion, just because having that customer accessibility and expanding the brand, in my opinion, with the helping in the pandemic situation. I think the company will definitely see revenue gains from that just by drawing more people in to the store itself. So that's going to trickle down from like people going to get a test. They'll be like, well, I'm here. I'm going to get my prescription filled, get a couple of groceries, get a couple of, over the counter medicines while I'm here, which I think will help the revenue in the long run. So it's not just that one thing, it's kind of a trickle effect of all the things combined together, which I think will help the revenue of Walgreens. That being said, this is the Robinhood app. If you guys have never seen Robinhood before, this is the computer version of it. So if you guys are also new to options and have never done options before, and you just clicked on this for the first time, I'll just give you a brief synopsis of what options are. Options are you're agreeing to purchase 100 shares of a specific stock at a particular time, which is equivalent to a contract. So contracts have expiration dates, which is this date right here at the top. That is the date that your contract will essentially expire. So at that date, your contract will go to $0, or you have the opportunity to exercise that contract, which will pay an amount to get that 100 shares of that stock. Now, I only buy uh, calls and puts. I don't sell calls and puts. So I'm going to be speaking to the fact of buying calls and puts. So to buy a call for options means that you're agreeing to buy at a specific price and you believe that the stock is going to go above that price. So essentially that you have a bull market or you are bullish on that position in that actual company. A put means that you are bearish in that position in that company and you believe the stock's going to fall and it's going to continue to fall even further below that price, where you then would collect your profits by selling that contract. So I believe a call, even, a lot of people are saying, why would you do a call with the market like this? The market is very volatile. A lot of stocks are going down. People are selling. People are jumping out. I just like to do the opposite. And I believe that, you know, a lot of that is based on, just fear and panic setting in. I don't think there's any real research that goes into a lot of those. I think just people just want cash and, they're just unloading their portfolio, and it's sad to see, but for every recession that has happened, it has always bounced back. So it'll eventually bounce back, and when it does, you want to be in a better position when it comes to having more shares or financially in general while you when that happens. So that's just my opinion on that. I think there's still money to be made out here, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish with these videos, showing that you still can make money out here. You just have to move a little smarter and just do a lot more research. You can't just go look at charts, because if you go look at charts, all the charts are going down. So that's why I don't believe that people who look at charts are real investors. I believe people who research the company and see what's going on, do earnings, read the press releases, and actually invest into the company knowledge wise. I think those are actual investors. So after that being said, off of that soapbox, I want to say, you know, since their moving average 50 was $50.62, moving average 200 is $50.48. I think a strike price between $60 and $70 is going to be a good place, a good barrier for entry when coming to contracts. Now, for you guys who are new to options, the strike price is basically the price you believe, in this instance, that it's going to go above. So I'm saying between $60 and $70. So between $60 and $70, which you'll see on the left hand side, I believe that this stock has the potential by June 19th to go above $60 or to go above $70 or somewhere in between this range of values. Now, on the right hand side, this is how much you will pay for your contract. So if you look at this, it's not 17 cents because it's 100 shares. So you'll actually pay $17 for this contract. And then down at the 60, you'll pay $103 for that contract, and so forth and so on. Now, these are not stagnant values because the market is closed. These values on the right hand side are all based on the share price. So because the share price is stagnant and the market is closed, this is the value of these options. So on the left hand side, though, these strike prices are stagnant. So as the price goes up and gets closer to this will essentially be worth more money. So if we go down here towards the bottom, we can see this line. Above this line, these are all what you consider out of the money options, which means the price has not gotten to $47.50. It's at 46.39. So once it gets above the $47.50, then this little share price symbol is going to go and jump above here, and this price will increase, meaning you would have made money if you bought it at 605, because once it jumps up and goes above that, that means you were correct on your call. Um, and you can see the out of the money options are a lot cheaper than the in the money options. If we go to the in the money options, it just increases on how much it goes. But if you go to the out of the money options, it decreases in value on how much they actually cost. For me personally, I usually buy a lot of out of the money options. I don't really buy too many in the money options. That's just a personal preference. There are a lot of different trading strategies out there. You may have. People buy all in the money options, or people who buy all out of the money options, or you may have people who buy a little bit of both. Me personally, I have never bought it in the money option. Uh, that's just me personal preference. But for you guys who are trading out there, more power to you to go and buy those in the money options. I just try to find value because I don't try to work with too large of a budget. So I can see myself spending $17 or $100 on a call, but I can't really see myself spending $1,300 on a call. Um, because that's just more money you can lose the faster it goes. So um, that's my first one, and I hope that explained options a little bit for you people out there who are new to options. Now my second one I would say is ticker sign Uber. Everybody knows what Uber is. Uber Technologies Incorporated. Uh, and if you don't, Ubers are riding, sharing company, but they also have a service where they deliver food. So there's Uber Eats, and then I think there's DoorDash, and there's some other ones in local areas, but DoorDash to me and Uber Eats are the two main ones. But I definitely see Uber growing, as more people are home and they're allowing the delivery services to continue going over people actually sitting in restaurants. So since Uber Eats is already established, I see people ordering more food from their house because it's the same as eating out. Um, so yeah, I don't see people going and cooking more food. I just see people, switching over instead of going out to eat, just getting Uber Eats. So their moving average 50 is $33.87. Moving average 200 is $34.53, and they ended the week on Friday the 20th at $21.33. So going to one of the press releases from Uber. Now this is from their actual website, so it's not like I have this special knowledge that no one else can get. This is just type in press releases, Uber, and this is what comes up, and you just look through them. All publicly traded companies have press releases where they give information on how the company is doing. So just bear that in mind if you're interested in investing into a company and you don't know anything about them. Before you just throw all your money into the stock because you see it going up, and someone said, this is a double top, or this is uh, a breakout pattern, and you throw all your money into it, do a little bit of research on the back end. It'll go a long way. Um, one thing that I always try to have a rule by is either you pay for stocks up front or you pay for them on the back end. Which it's kind of a double-edged sword statement, but that basically means you know you either pay for it as in you make a lot of trades based off terrible information and you lose a lot of money, or you pay for it as in time where you put time in to research it and then you make a lot of money. Either way, you know you're gonna lose on that. So would you rather lose time as in doing research, or would you rather lose money as in making terrible trades? I think you'd rather lose time on that one. So either way, you're gonna pay. Uh, whether you pay with time or you pay with money, but you're gonna pay when it comes to trading stocks um, and options. So going to their press release, this is from the 16th of March. It basically says supporting restaurant industry through an uncertain season. It says its Uber Eats mission is to deliver food experience that fuel everyday life, but today the world feels anything but business as usual. So they basically mean they have local businesses. They're helping them out with no delivery fees. They're helping restaurants with their finances and helping to keep them open. So, you know, it's good to see them, supporting the communities and the places that are locked down. People who are inconvenienced in the restaurant industry at this current moment. But the fact that they're doing this, I think, is going to help them as a company because even with, once this whole thing is over, I think people are going to, realize the usefulness of an Uber Eats company or the Uber Eats app. And I think they're going to continue to use that now that they're kind of being forced to use it. So with that being said, I think a call is probably the best option. Um, I would say go into June 19th because it's so far out. I try to give time out on these calls and not have them try to turn around each week, even though it's my weekly options, but you have these and you stagger them. So you'll have this one in June, you'll find another one in that one, and you'll find another one in that one. So essentially every week, one's ending, one's ending, one's ending. So that's kind of how the investment strategy works. They're kind of like staggered. But I would say between $32 and $36 is a pretty good barrier for entry. So $32 and $36. So you'd be looking to pay between $55 per contract and $101 per contract, which is not that bad. It's not that expensive. It's definitely a little more pricey than going with the Walgreens option, but I think Uber definitely is going to show itself to be pretty valuable in the long term. So I'm not a financial advisor. This is just advice from a regular person to another regular person. But I hope it helps someone out there. By showing, you don't need to have thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't need $5,000 to begin investing. Show $15. I mean, $55. You buy that one contract. It goes up and you just basically just sit on the contract until June, or you can see it go up. You don't have to keep it. For people who do the options, you don't have to keep this until June to cash this out. Let's say you buy this option and it's $55. When you buy it on Monday when the market opens, if the market opens, uh, then the market opens and this price shoots up and your call is actually worth $101. You can sell that immediately. So, it's just like a stock. You sell that immediately. You'll basically go and sell that option and, collect the profits. So it's, you don't have to wait until that date in order to sell it. That may be one thing that I kind of overlooked in the past, but you don't have to wait till that date. That's just the date that your contract actually ends. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You wanna actually make your profits before that, if at all possible. And 100% of trades aren't always winning trades. Sometimes you want to double your money, sometimes you want to triple it, but sometimes it's just best to just break even. So it's just all a part of trading. The best thing is to learn from your trades, just see what you did right and what you did wrong. So going into my number three pick, we got ticker sign mRNA. So mRNA is for Moderna Incorporated. If you guys have been watching the news, they have been in the news quite a bit for what they're doing as far as COVID-19 is concerned. If we go look at their moving average 50, it's 2273. Moving average 200 is 1786. They ended the week on Friday the 20th at 2820. So they're pretty high as concerned of um, as it goes for their moving average 50 and moving average 200. They're pretty high and above both of those metrics. So going into one of their press releases from the website, says Moderna announces first participant dosed in NIH-led phase 1 study of mRNA vaccine, mRNA 1273 against novel virus. So 63 days from sequence selection to phase 1 study dosing. mRNA 1273 is Moderna's 10th infectious disease vaccine to begin clinical trial. So basically, they're trying to find a vaccine for COVID-19. So You know, companies that basically are trying to do this, they're always going to be profitable, in my opinion, because the FDA is definitely trying to approve a lot of different drugs at this time, and anything that yields uh, to see any results, I think they're looking at it as a pretty good idea. They're definitely not cutting corners when it comes to that, so they're not just releasing out just random stuff, but it's definitely an expedited process at this point. So I think companies are rushing to try to get these things out, and the companies that do and make press releases for it, which this is one of those companies, I think will yield very profitable in the future. So that being said, I definitely think a call is the best option for them. So a call between $38 and $42 is a strike price. I think is a pretty good entry point. But this is going to be a little bit on the pricier end, at around 40, between $360 to $400. So it's pretty pricey barrier entry, but everybody's money's not the same. So $400 may be a lot to some person and not a lot to somebody else. To me, $400 is a lot of money. But somebody watching may be like, oh yeah, $400, that's nothing. Yeah, that's a pretty good entry price. So you can't judge based on that price. My goal is just to give the information out there. It's still better than the $5,000 that people tell you to put away to begin investing. So for you people who stayed to the end, you guys stayed till the end. I got an extra one, a bonus one, number four option for the week. So we're gonna go to that one. Ticker sign GILD for Gilead Science Incorporated. So this one has been just blasting on a breakout, for a while. Kind of just like the other one. Their moving average 50 is $68.33. Moving average $265.11, and they ended the week at $73.26. So they are pretty far above that metric for moving average 50 and moving average 200. Going into one of their press releases, we can see this is on the 26th. So this is kind of old news. But it's still relevant because this company's name has come up quite a bit as term as you know talking about the COVID-19 stuff. So, Gilead Science initiates two phase 3 studies of investi- investigational, sorry guys, investigational antiviral remdesivir. I can't pronounce that at all. For the treatment of COVID-19. So yeah, basically this drug has come up, quite a bit. And I think I heard in like two press conferences from Donald Trump, and I think it's definitely looked at as one of the go-to drugs to help with COVID-19. So you know, that being said, I think the companies we could definitely see that too with the price. Stock price definitely shot up. The more that it was mentioned, it shot up the first time it was mentioned, and then we can see the second time it was mentioned, it shot up again. Then it seemed like people just shorted it to go down here, but we can see both times that it was mentioned, it shot up. So that being said, I think a call would probably be the best option for June 19th. I think it's a pretty good date. I think a good barrier entry is $80 to $85. So a small margin for that. So $80 you'll be looking at between $905 to $713 for an entry point on those options. But I think it'll definitely be worth it, especially since they're already pretty far ahead of most pharmaceutical companies when it comes to vaccination. So, you know, that's pretty good as it comes to that. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you guys are looking at. I'm interested to see what plays you guys are making for the week. And smash that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck trading out there. hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's getting through some of the hardship out there. And these are just all suggestions for investing. I know a lot of people, are strapped for cash, strapped for money at the time. But I think there's still good plays out there in the market. And if you can, try to invest. But if you can't, I understand. Take care of your family first. Hope everybody's safe out there. And for you people who are locked down, in quarantine, let's just give you some stuff to think about for the week because the market's still open. So, you can still make money from home because the market is open. So, good luck to you all out there. Hope everybody's safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.